When was your scariest, we must leave immediately moment? I was out camping with friends at a secluded spot in northern Michigan when all our phones lost service at once. No big deal. We'd actually planned to unplug anyway. There were 5 of us. The valley felt abandoned, wind hissing through pines, and the nearest ranger station was hours away, down rutted forest roads. A detail we had shrugged off when the sun was bright and laughter came easily. Day 1 was exactly what we craved. Hiking, plunging into the icy lake nearby, and cooking hot dogs over open flames. On the second evening, we were circled around the fire playing cards when we heard rustling at the tree line. A man stepped out, mid-30s maybe, in hiking clothes that looked a little too clean for someone deep in the backcountry. He called himself Derek and said he'd been hiking alone and got lost as night fell. Mind if I warm up at your fire for a bit? He asked. Jason, always the welcoming one, instantly offered him a beer and a spot on a log. Something about Derek felt wrong from the beginning, the way his eyes kept scanning our site. I shrugged it off as city brain paranoia. As the night wore on, Derek's questions got weirdly specific. He asked exactly when we'd arrive, how long we meant to stay, which trail we'd taken, and whether we told anyone exactly where our campsite was. Each question alone sounded innocent, but together they formed a pattern that made my neck hair rise. His tone never matched his words. Friendly, practiced, almost soothing, yet something mechanical lurked underneath, like he was checking boxes on a form none of us had been allowed to see. When Chris mentioned we hadn't seen another person for the entire day and a half we'd been out there, I saw Derek's expression flicker, only for a split second. Then I noticed something else off. Derek carried no pack, no water bottle, no sleeping bag or tent strapped on. For someone claiming a day of hiking and getting lost, his boots were suspiciously pristine, barely a smear of dirt, and despite insisting he was lost, he knew the area surprisingly well, bringing up landmarks not on any maps we'd studied. I caught Kayla's eye and tipped my head toward the tree. I'm going to grab more firewood, I said casually, standing and stretching. Kayla, give me a hand. Once we were safely behind our tent, I whispered, something's off about that guy. Kayla nodded right away. I know, he keeps eyeing our cooler and gear. He's got no supplies, I said. No pack, no water, not even a flashlight. How's he planning to get back to wherever he came from in the dark? We peered through the brush toward the fire. Derek was showing Jason something that looked like a small handheld radio, the kind that works without cell service. That's when it clicked. We need to go, I whispered urgently. Now, we rapidly sketched a plan. Back at the fire, I casually mentioned a park ranger had warned us about aggressive bear activity right here. They said if we noticed any signs, we should leave. I just spotted fresh tracks by the stream. Derek's eyes narrowed. I didn't hear any bear warnings. Yeah, they posted the alert yesterday, I lied smoothly. Jason and the others picked it up quickly. We started packing essential gear, just enough to look like we were shifting camps for the night rather than leaving for good. Derek watched closely, offering to help us find a safer site. I declined politely. His pushiness only hardened my suspicions. We broke down our tents and packed the valuables in record time. As we shouldered our packs, Derek suddenly got a message on his radio. He turned away a bit, but I clearly heard him mutter, they're leaving. Yeah, all of them. Ice filled my veins. I hustled everyone toward the cars, parked about half a mile away along a narrow dirt road. We practically jogged through darkness, flashlights bouncing. No one spoke until the vehicles were in sight. We'd gone maybe a quarter mile when headlights cut through the trees behind us. Not one vehicle, but 2, pulling onto the remote access road we'd just departed, right where our campsite was. Their high beams blazed, moving fast for such rough track. Everyone went quiet as Jason sped up, navigating ruts as quickly as was safe. We hit the highway and drove an hour before stopping at a bright, busy gas station. We filed a report with the county sheriff the following day, but nothing came of it. They said without an actual crime, there wasn't much they could do.